Last summer, my friend John and I were having a couple beers, and he said that he was amazed at being able to hear some of the stories of the marginalized in our community, and specifically loved the times that he's been able to hear the stories of those experiencing homelessness. He said that he was amazed at how similar they were to his own story. And at that point, I got hit with a bolt of lightning. It said, out in the cold, a week of experiencing homelessness. So I said, John, I dare you sometime this winter to spend a week on the streets. And I'll do it with you and follow you around with a camera. And that was pretty much it. From there it was born. And it's been an amazingly quick timeline. We had this idea less than a year ago. 4 nights in the elements and 3 nights in shelters here in Minneapolis. I think the biggest surprise while we were out there was actually the lack of sleep. If you're experiencing homelessness, you're not sleeping well. It's almost guaranteed. So that was a very big challenge. The other challenge, it was humbling to see just how truly hard it is to spend the entire day outside. And we got ourselves into a lot of trouble. As you'll see in the film, I don't want to give too much away, but if you are exposed to the elements for an extended amount of time, things can get really scary really fast. I think a lot of the world's problems could be solved if we were able to walk a mile in the other person's shoes and understand where they're coming from. And so for us, that meant that we introduced ourselves not as people experiencing homelessness, but we introduced ourselves as filmmakers, saying we're just trying to get a little taste of what it's like to actually have to experience this. Knowing that it's simulated and there's a camera crew following us around, and that our experience was quite honestly a bit different than if we truly lost our house and had to hit the streets. I was elated when I heard that we had been accepted into the Twin Cities Film Fest. We were actually in the middle of a little focus group screening. Since I was in the back, I pulled out my phone for a moment and I saw the email that we had been accepted. And John, who was in the film with me, was standing right next to me, and I didn't even tell him what was going on. I just bear hugged him. And then I held up my phone and said, look, we got in.